This is going to be a little bit of a different video from recent videos, basically, because a lot of the videos that I've had of late have been all about transfers. Let's be completely honest, that is the big topic of conversation that has dominated since the end of the Premier League season when we got relegated to the Championship. And obviously the season is just around the corner. There's been no signings as I record this. The intensity is beginning to ramp up, the concern, the level of panic, and all the rest of it. And this is a big story. And after this video is done, I will probably revert back to discussing about signings, rumours, and all the rest of it. This is the staple of a YouTube content creator for West Ham United at the moment. That's a given. However, I felt compelled to do this video, and I've wrestled with whether I should or shouldn't and all the rest of it. And to be honest with you, I try to stay out of other people's business by and large. I try to sort of let things sort of find their own natural level sort of thing. And I try and sort of keep my beak out of things that really don't affect me, don't concern me. None of my goddamn business. I'm going to deviate from that. Okay. Now, I'm going to get a little bit of a disclaimer out there. I may get a little bit fruity with some of my terminology, okay? If bad language offends you, I would respectfully ask you to please drop a like on the stream and give us a hype and then exit stage left. Now, if you're still here listening to me after this point and you're offended by bad language, that is on you. That is not my problem. Okay, that's that bit out of the way. If you're still here, as I say, like and hype as well. Get your comments in the section below. Some of you probably will know what I'm going to discuss. We'll probably already worked it out, but get your comments in the section below and get your thoughts out there on what we're going to discuss today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're new around here, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel and show your support for the West Ham Massive. Scan the QR code. That will take you to the YouTube subscription page. Subscribing is free, data safe, and takes a couple of seconds of your time. That's the advertising out of the way. Right. I feel quite privileged as a West Ham United fan. I've been a West Ham fan for all my days. My father is a West Ham fan and for many years was a season ticket holder. That was my entry into being a West Ham fan. Now, for the most part, I'd like to think that we always stood for something more than just being a football club. And I know that's the tagline of Barcelona, more than a football club, but I believe that West Ham always were a part of the community and we were a family club. I think we've lost something. I genuinely do. And you'll know Anton and Russ from the West Ham network. Now, cards on the table. I have known both of these guys to a degree, and I'm not going to say that we're on the phone every day. I'm not going to say that I know every ins and outs of their personal lives and all the rest of it, but I consider them to be friends. I consider them to be good people. Russ and Anton, whenever I've approached them for anything, and look, I've been doing this YouTube stuff for probably about 5 years now. And every time I've gone to them with something that I need from them, any advice, any critique, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? They could have at any point told me to fuck off, okay? They could have at any point told me to do one. They never have. They've always been very accommodating with their time, with their knowledge, with their information, and all the rest of it, which I greatly appreciate them both for. Now, at the Rangers game, and for those of you that watched the matchday vlog that's on the channel will know that Anton and I crossed paths, and he was very accommodating with his time. He did a little interview before the game on the channel. I met up with his kids. I met up with his sister. Lovely family. Really lovely family. I was completely oblivious to what he's had to go through. I didn't actually realize his father was there, because by the time we met up, his father must have already been in the stadium. And obviously we went our separate ways afterwards. And that's when they would have obviously collected Anton's father. And to hear the story that he's put out on the channel and the hoops that he's had to go through in making a phone call, bearing in mind that Anton and his father's an East Ender, okay? The reason that Anton is a West Ham fan is the same as mine, my father, and Anton's father, both West Ham fans, and we both been grown into the same pathway, despite the fact that Anton is from Scotland. Quite clearly, he considers himself English by parentage, and he's a West Ham fan. Right. He's had a season ticket for many years. His father's had a season ticket for many years. Right now, they don't. Neither of them do have it. Anton has phoned the club and has been spoken to in an absolutely disgusting fashion, absolutely reprehensible treatment from whoever this cunt was on the other end of the phone who spoke to him in just basically wasted his fucking time for best part of 20 minutes, right? His father is ill. His father needs a ticket. He needs a little bit of leniency. He needs a little bit of just some help, some common fucking human decency, right? From a club that purports to be a family club, a community club, right? The values that people that have been through this club and have played for the club and have represented this club had a set of principles, the likes of Bobby Moore, the likes of Sir Trevor Brooking, the likes of Sir Geoff Hurst, and many, many more besides. These people were principled men, principled people. Mark Noble, more recently, okay? I believe that the club should always put the core supporters first, at the heart of every decision that they make. Every decision. And for this fucking telephone operative to think that they can just basically treat Anton and his father in such an absolutely reprehensible manner absolutely disgusts me. Absolutely disgusts me. Whoever is in charge of that fucking ticket office is an absolute... You need to sort your staff out, because the way that Anton was spoken to, that could have been wrapped up. That conversation could have been wrapped up in 5 minutes. You could have just turned around and said, "Look, sir, I'm very sorry. You're wasting your time. You're pushing again. You're banging your head against a brick wall here, and you need to sort of like stop wasting your time with this." 20 odd minutes you had him on the phone for, just basically taking him down blind alleys continually, before eventually he's realised that you're just wasting his fucking time. You've caused his blood pressure to boil. And then off the back of that, Anton's sister has then approached Rangers Football Club, who they don't support, they don't go to watch the games, and they have sorted it out in 5 minutes flat and rolled out the red carpet for someone who's not even a supporter of their club. I hope you're fucking proud of yourselves. Whoever that person was on the phone, they need to be... I'd like to say they need to be fucking sacked. But I think maybe that might be overblown. Maybe someone to lose their job is possibly a bit much, right? But they need to be fucking pulled to one side, and they need to be given some very, very stern words. Your treatment of that gentleman, Anton, and his father by proxy was fucking disgusting. Absolutely fucking disgusting. Hang your heads in shame. And now, let's move on to the other member of the West Ham network, Russ. For 25 years, this gentleman has pushed the buttons, played the songs at Upton Park, at London Stadium. Twice before he's been through a relegation. And here we are, relegation number 3 during his tenure. And during a cost-cutting exercise, he's now lost his job. Okay, this is not the job that pays his mortgage. I understand that. But emotionally, mentally, the damage that will do to him, you can't possibly understand it unless if you're just a fucking some executive at the club that is just a fucking admin clerk and doesn't really fucking understand football, you probably won't understand the damage you've done. And explain this to me, right? You're doing a cost-cutting exercise, yet you can still, and this is the club can still turn around to Jarrod Bowen, who didn't take any financial hit from the relegation. The relegation, and look, I love Jarrod Bowen, but I'm going to say it as it is, right? Cost-cutting exercise, you say? Well, wait a minute. You've just renegotiated Jarrod Bowen's contract to say that, oh, by the way, if you get us promoted, You get a nice juicy bonus for that. Well, wait a fucking moment. Correct me if I'm wrong, but didn't Jarrod Bowen take no financial hit whatsoever from the relegation, which came with him as the captain? Like I say, I love Jarrod Bowen, but these are absolute categorical facts. And we've taken a relegation. He's had no financial penalty, but if we get promoted, we'll give you a nice juicy, that'll be a couple of £1 million. And this guy's lost his fucking job. Are you for real? What an absolute fucking travesty. An absolute fucking travesty. 25 years this guy has turned up in all weathers, sacrificing his own family life. He wouldn't have been on a king's ransom. He did it mainly for the love and the fact that he could contribute to the club in some way, shape or form. And this is the way you thank him. There's the door, Mr. Budden. Fuck off and close it on your way out. There's a petition out there, guys. Honestly, if you feel as incandescent the treatment of both Russ and Anton, in the case of Russ, there is a petition doing the rounds, and I'll see if I can find it, and I'll add it into the description. Please, 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 if you are as furious as I am, please make sure you... Do you know what? I had another video all lined up for today, talking about the usual bits and pieces, and do you know what? I've just felt compelled to get something out there, because I am fucking furious. I try not to F and Jeff on the videos. Occasionally I'll let a little thing slip out. That's fine, right? Today I'm taking the filter off. You've got the raw, angry version of me, the raw, furious version of me, the absolutely disgusted with my football club version of me. Yes, I'm not happy with the lack of incomings, but do you know what? Pales into insignificance as far as what you've done to these two chaps are concerned. Absolute cunt behaviour of the highest order. As a club, we ought to hang our heads in shame. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Whoever's made these decisions at the club to fucking employ an absolute bunch of numpties that have no empathy, no fucking feeling, no compassion in their hearts, and the fucking pen-pushing wankers that are pushing people to the door. Meanwhile, we can turn around to someone that took no financial hit from a relegation and say, oh, well, if you get us promoted, we'll give you a couple of million. Excuse me? Make that make sense to me. Make that make fucking sense to me. Absolute bullshit. Absolute bullshit. As I say, if you've been listening to me and you've heard me swearing for the last however many minutes and you're offended, I told you at the beginning, don't come complaining, right? Don't come complaining. I'm not going to have it. I'm sticking up for a couple of people that I consider to be friends and fundamentally good human beings and West Ham fans. We're supposed to look after our own. As a club, we are supposed to be a family club. We are supposed to be a community club. We have treated these two people like absolute pieces of shit. Disgusting. Disgusting behaviour. There'll be the petition for Russ in the description. Please, I implore you to sign it. I implore you to sign it. And if any of you have got similar stories of the treatment that Anton took, where you've tried to get, I'd be really interested to know, because I sense that this is not an isolated case. I sense that this will be the tip of the iceberg, and there will be other people out there that have been treated in such a shoddy manner, and that Anton's not alone. I very much doubt that Anton is alone. Wankers. Absolute wankers. Anyway, get your comments in the section below. Let me know your thoughts. I really would appreciate it. Are you as angry as me? What are your thoughts? This used to be a family club. This used to be a community club. I know that there's millions and millions of pounds swilling around in football. I know that. And maybe some of that has been lost. But for fuck's sake, I thought we were better than that. I thought we stood for something more. Seems like I was fucking wrong, doesn't it? Cunts. Anyway, get your comments in the section below. Sign the petition for Russ. Like it, hype it, share it, do what you want. QR code, top left. Scan it if you want, please. I'd appreciate it. If you don't, fine, whatever. Absolutely pissed off. Anyway, I'll see you next time. Appreciate your time. Sorry you've had to have a ranty version of me. Try not to do this. I try not to unleash this version of me. But every now and again, he has to come out. Disgusted with my club right now. Disgusted. Anyway. Appreciate your time, everyone. See you again soon. Come on, you irons.